Hi. So I just did put out some cards for a twin flame reading. Um, I had to look at them already, uh, but then I decided it'd be easier just to go live and recap than upload the whole video. So I'm just gonna show you what they are. So there's Serpentine from the Crystal Wisdom deck. Transformation. My life is transforming at the perfect time and the most powerful way. A gate. Healthy body. Every little cell in my body is happy and healthy. And Shattuckite. Teacher, I have the divine wisdom of the universe within me, and I openly share it with the world. So those are good reminders to keep yourself balanced and going at this time. In the feminine energies, okay, we have the World card and the Sun of Wands from the Mother Peace deck. So I got the message that the feminine shouldn't get overwhelmed with the memories of all the different characters and situations and unhappiness and judgment that was caused going through this cycle of life. And that what's more important is to remember like what you've achieved and where you're at now and celebrate that. And to be grateful to all the players that took part in these lessons and transformation to help you get to where you are now, more powerful, more in touch with your joy. So as annoying as like karmic situations can be, they sometimes what seem to be like your worst enemies are actually like pushing you forward and letting you get to know your strength more than what some people would call friends. So just keep an open mind about that, and don't get bogged down being super critical about any one person, any one situation. Focus on where you are now and how awesome and capable you are now after all that. And also, there's this card for the feminine. So remember that, like, you know, in history, the jester was someone who was sometimes psychic or who could make fun of the human drama and shed light and inspired humor on the situation. And this is necessary in your life to help deal with, like, you know, children and responsibilities, or just trying to keep your life in order. And again, like, not getting too hung up with like characters in the background who may be demanding, and just try to stay focused on joy, illumination, and like having a lightness of being about things, because we're all faced with challenges, but you need to have that inner jester within you to be able to transform it. Okay, and on the masculine side, we have the Three of Pentacles. So working together to build, rebuild, or build something. Working with the feminine energy to create this abundant, exciting creativity and reward, and moving forward unselfconsciously in strength and taming the beast within you so that you can have the patience to work together with the feminine energy. I made like a very rudimentary deck for myself. And in this case, we have the pregnant woman upside down. So I felt like while the feminine may feel like incapable or unwilling to create with the masculine energy at this time, I feel like the fetus is upright, and so I feel like that's like the spirit has taken over. Like regardless of how the feminine is feeling, I feel like spirit wants things to move forward, and whether you like it or not, like things are being created and moving forward, and just have faith that you're not alone in this process of creation. And in the masculine side, there's like a dog upside down. So the masculine is not being the faithful friend at this time, but I feel like the energy is that they regret that and they miss the friendship and they feel kind of stupid for posing as if they're not the friend of the feminine. And I have to hear for the overall energy, the theater masks upside down. So the drama and mask wearing is coming to an end, which is great. Also on the feminine side, from the Tarot of Sexual Magic deck, we have the Four of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. So I felt like the feminine is wanting to, or is having the energy, keeping the energy of a solid foundation relationship, kind of marriage. And they're also, while the masculine is unaware, trying to undo their burdens in a loving fashion. So they're doing what they can, even though there may not be communication at this time, to honor the relationship and create stability and healing. Okay. And we have from the Golden Universal Tarot deck, we have on the feminine side, we have the Chariot and the Knight of Wands. So I feel a lot of like loving, enthusiastic energy from the Knight of Wands. And that is some of the inspiration in the movement of the Chariot. And because the Chariot's a major arcana, like things are definitely, she is definitely, or the feminine energy is definitely moving forward, passionately, divinely guided, making what seems to be the impossible possible by moving it forward in a fairly somewhat unsophisticated, passionate way. But I just really feel like so much good will come of this, even if it's unrelated to the divine feminine, divine masculine relationship. It will have its like miracles and abundance, and I want to say majesty, but like, you know, in that confident, graceful, strong way. Okay. So, okay, on the masculine side, from the Tarot of Sexual Magic, we have Judgment and the Devil. So because these are both major arcana, this is definitely happening right now. So whatever kind of weird situation, it's like the program's interrupted by spirit to say like, hold up, like you may want to look at what you're doing here, you know, in comparison to divine energy, how does it hold up? And it seems kind of like I feel like the masculine energy feels kind of stupid for entangling himself, and I'm going to say himself, but it could be any gender, the masculine energy, but in situations that are like purely for pleasure and that have like no longevity, and there's a certain exposure that the masculine energies had to feel like this, maybe I took this too far, maybe I've taken like sexual conquest and revelry, like to the furthest extreme that I just don't feel comfortable with myself and who am I. They kind of feel like a monster, and that they're just spreading their energy too thin, and for what? Like, what do you have at the end of the day? Like, it's just like an unpleasant, wasteful kind of circus that they no longer resonate with, but that they are used to, and certainly their friends support this lifestyle. But now that they have spirit in their life and talking to them, they can't ignore that anymore. It's like a whole new ball game. So they also have the Hangman upside down and the Knight of Swords upside down. So it's like you've had your enlightenment. You're not hanging upside down. You can step forward now with this enlightenment and this sense of like holding back, say, communicating in a maybe a slightly immature to overly strong way, and really feeling again this divine communication, this sort of cloudy, starry aspect that seems more valuable to the masculine than this sort of barren landscape that they're presently on. So that's positive too. So kind of waking up out of this, they didn't think it was a nightmare before. They thought it was pleasure and power, but they're realizing like, actually, this is a kind of lower vibrational waste of my time, energy, health, like, and I'm just trampling on what's good and what can grow. So they're really in a point of questioning everything, not just questioning it, but like there's actual real progress happening, because we have also the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune, which are both major arcana. So I feel like here's those cards. I feel like in the Magician, excuse me, right, the notion of just sort of perfection and balance and health here is a bit like away from them, but they can see like it's being shown to them as a possibility, and the enlightenment is very strong and being kind of overpowering, or equally as strong as their tendency to be like proud or working with this negative energy. They have all their tools, but they're not using them all. They're just being, I feel like at this time, like wasted, unused, and that previously they were like overwhelmed thinking about like this sort of seems like female focusing on what is the easiest to achieve in terms of feminine company, and trying to dominate that and put that above other concerns like growth, ascension, bravery, being authentic, just kind of living in the most base life possible, making the least amount of effort, and thinking like they had it made, but they're kind of feeling stupid. Like they feel like a bit of a clown right now. staying in that energy. And so it's forcing them out of it, the divine intervention. And they also feel like, because the Wheel of Fortune, also feel like they literally cannot keep on that track anymore. They're going to come up against more pain and lessons. And so they're going to have to look at like the game board of life differently. And they will receive rewards for that and stability for that in so doing, that are greater and more refined than what they were having before. But it's just a matter of like, well, are you a glutton for punishment or not? Like, but it's in the works, so there's kind of no stopping this progress right now in the masculine's life. And the last two cards I had for on the feminine side were the Hangman upside down. Oh wait, no, the Hangman regular, and the Seven of Swords. So I feel like in this depiction from the Hermetic Tarot that the feminine, I feel like, is using all their skills to balance the situation, all the forces, like metaphysical, physical, you name it. It's like a lot of work, a lot of progress, understanding, intelligence, like care, strength. So really like putting themselves through it to gain mastery, not to manipulate, but mastery over the situation, because it does involve many different energies, and it's like balancing them and understanding them. It's no small feat, but it seems like the feminine is capable of doing so. So don't doubt yourself in that regard, because it's a major arcana. So it's a confirmation that you are doing a good job with that. And we have the Seven of Swords. So taking all of this, all the elements of like the disruption and fighting and balancing them with the wisdom of the inspired communication, the flower of life, and holding them all together. So using your meditation and inspired thought to tie together the logic of all these complicated situations that arose. It would be easy just to see everything just as swords, but when you can use like divine inspired thoughts to balance them, it becomes something completely else that is actually very strong. It's kind of a strong, like it's like a bird cage or something's made out of it. Like it's like a strong structure as a result of that. So yeah, so I hope the reading has been of some use or interest to you, and I wish everyone, graceful, peaceful movement through all their like I don't know, lessons, I guess. And to, it's great that you're watching videos on the subject, because you're connecting with divine on it, and it seems like things are really progressing at this point. And just to keep in mind, right, for the feminine, like not to get overwhelmed with all the details, and to stay and that inspired, receptive, like, remember there's humor and everything, and inspiration and everything, and that for the masculine to work together with the feminine to create these miracles and to have the strength to create abundance and beauty and authenticity in your life. Okay.